Big Ten football back and better than ever. Illinois and number 14 Wisconsin opening up the schedule tonight. Illinois has lost 6 consecutive games on Fridays. Wisconsin has won 8 straight on Fridays. So we see where the trends lead. Meanwhile, Ohio State is the team everyone's watching. Their quest for a 4th straight outright Big Ten title starts tomorrow against Nebraska. The Buckeyes have the 3rd best chance of reaching the college football playoff. And then a ranked matchup between Michigan and Minnesota highlights the Big Ten slate this weekend. Since Jim Harbaugh took over in 2015, the Wolverines are just 10-14 against ranked opponents. And look who is here to talk about this with me and Sanchez. Oh, David Pollack is with us. And so, David, let's start by talking about Ohio State. Clearly, they have been the dominant team in the conference. Are they as good as Clemson and Alabama, the best teams in the country?
Yes, and we haven't seen them play yet, but they're the team that can recruit and has recruited at that level consistently. And let's be honest, Mac Jones has proven he's a great quarterback now. Trevor Lawrence, we don't have to keep talking about him. We know exactly what he is. You have to have a great quarterback, and you have to score points in this day and age. Ohio State has tons of weapons. Ohio State has a great offensive line and a great quarterback. So, yes, as soon as we get to see them play some football and beat up on some Big Ten teams starting this week with Nebraska, we'll start talking about them as the big 3 in college football this year. That, okay, those 3 are in the college football playoffs. Who are we picking next?
You know, and Mark Sanchez, as I come to you here, I feel as though there was a moment in time, and it wasn't that long ago, where we said, oh, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, going to be an interesting season to see who becomes number 1. Well, Lawrence seems to have distanced himself completely. How far behind is Justin Fields? What do you want to see from Justin Fields this season?
Listen, I think the gap is much closer than people think. I think you look at those last 4 games that Justin Fields played. It was Penn State, it was Michigan, it was Wisconsin and Clemson. He had 10 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. This kid can really play. He's going to close that gap fast. You look at Trevor's toughest games last year, it was Ohio State, which I still think Ohio State should have won. They got screwed on a couple calls. And then he played against LSU. Those were not great football games for him. And I've said this before. It's because they forced him to stay in the pocket, beat you with his arm, convert 3rd downs consistently, have 10-plus play drives. He ended up in those 2 games, the most important games of his career last year, 36 of 70. That's not the top quarterback in the country numbers.
I'm with that. Forget top quarterback in the country. They're talking about him like he's the best prospect in a decade and a generational player. David Pollack, what are your thoughts?
You know, if you look at Trevor, his talent, I think, is the reason why he'll be the number 1 pick. I don't think there'll be a debate between Lawrence and Fields. You don't make many guys like this, dude. He's 6'6". He can throw the ball on an absolute line. Did you see the Georgia Tech clip last week when he's rolling to his left, full speed, and throws the ball 30 yards, Sanchez, on a rope, and it doesn't get over waist high or chest high. It's literally, it's stupid. It's not even human. So 6'6", running a 4.6, that kind of talent, yes, Justin Fields is good. It's Trevor Lawrence, and then we can start talking about Justin Fields and whoever else you want to throw in that next level of conversation for who's taking a quarterback.
Fair enough. But David, because I only have you for another minute, let me just stay on Fields with you for a minute again, because he's the one whose season will start tomorrow. What is he good enough to be the 2nd player taken in the draft? Forget about 2nd quarterback. Is he number 2 overall in the draft kind of good in your mind?
He could be that good, yes. And when you look at Justin Fields, he's a more athletic Dak Prescott. He reminds me of him. He's very composed, doesn't turn the football over, built stocky and sturdy like him. Last year, if you watched him start the season, he was learning on the job, didn't really know what he was doing, but still protected the football, make plays. Incredible poise like Dak, incredible mobility like Dak. I think he's a really, really good leader. I think he is a more athletic version of Dak Prescott.
Okay, that's a more athletic version of Dak Prescott. Sounds awful good, since Dak at some point soon is going to be the highest paid player in the entire NFL. David Pollack and company getting set for this tomorrow as college football in the Big Ten is back. Thank you, David. And of course, we have a huge one tomorrow night on ABC. It's Jim Harbaugh and Michigan taking on Minnesota. They're both ranked, and they're playing for the Little Brown Jug. That's tomorrow night, 7:30 Eastern. It's on ABC, and you can watch it on the ESPN app. Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.